going on, guys? King Shrats here, back in another video on the channel, and today we had to make a detour. Okay, let me break this down for you before I actually start. I originally intended to go to Burger King because they have a new item on the menu. So when I got there and I asked them for it, they said they didn't have it yet. It's supposed to have come out already, but for some reason it's having an issue. I saw some other people having the same problem where it didn't get to the store yet. So I ended up going home and saying, okay, what am I gonna get? I went to one of my old faithfuls, a restaurant or a deli that I used to go to all the time because I really loved a certain menu item from there. So I went to a place called Zigzags. It's a deli located in Paterson, New Jersey, open till about 11, 12 o'clock at night. It's like a hood spot, but they have these loaded fries that I really love. When I looked at the menu, it had a couple of new things. I'm like, okay, let's do the order and let's try this. Here's where the problem lies. I ordered 5 items, including my drink. When I opened the bag, there's only 4. So there was one thing missing. According to their thing, and there's the actual order for in case people are wondering, right there it says chicken meal deal, right like near this finger right here. So I said, oh, they got chicken? All right, say less, I'm finna get the chicken. So I ordered the chicken, and I look at the bag, and on the receipt, there is no chicken. So there is no chicken. So that is kind of an L. Also, I ordered a 2-liter of Diet Coke. It's a Pepsi. I don't drink regular soda. You can see right here, it actually says Diet Cola. Maybe they didn't have it. I'm not sure or whatever, but I can't drink it. We move. I had to go back to my 2-liter or just a gallon of my Crystal Light, but everything else is here and accounted for, so we're still gonna vibe out, have a little bit of food. This isn't a complaint, but this is always the full transparency. Things like this happen when you use apps like DoorDash, and sometimes what you'd have to do at that point is you can report missing items and they'll give you credit. I don't like doing it, but when I'm missing multiple things, it is what it is. Drop a thumbs up, you already know what the vibe is. Let's get into this video. I want to check out these fries. I haven't looked in here yet. All I do is I cut the back so that I can take these off real easy. I think these are the fries though, I'm not sure. Okay. These don't seem like they're the same size as they used to be. They still do look good. I got their Philly cheesesteak fries. They serve them over curly fries, and it's one of my favorite things. Everybody that I had it and had it before really loved these. It looks like it actually is smaller. The price hasn't changed. I know the food thing, but let's see if it's still any good. And I also got an Italian cheesesteak, which is this bad boy. If you don't know what an Italian cheesesteak is, it's not really Italian, but it's just the name that they give to it. You get a Philly cheesesteak, but it comes with fries, ketchup, mayo, pepper, onions as well. You can see the boar's head wrap, which is very important. It means they use boar's head. You got to use boar's head. Anybody who goes to delis in this area knows you got to get the boar's head. And it said mac and cheese on here. All right, look at this. You can see right about here. And sometimes this does happen. It's just like miswritten. It ended up being, this can't be mac and cheese. Something. Okay, these are like mac and cheese nuggets? Hold on, I didn't cut this one. Yeah, it looks like these are mac and cheese nuggets of some sort. So we have 3 items. We're gonna go through it. I wanna go through these fries. They usually come with peppers and onions. I don't see them on here, so I'm not 100% sure, but we will find out. Looks like there's still the cheese. Looks like there's cheese sauce underneath. Let's get into these fries. I really was a big fan of these when I used to get them. They don't look the same, but they gave me this flimsy fork. I think I'm about to switch I'm switching, bro. I can't use this. Fork switch. Still got the plastic fork, but we do have the slightly larger, bigger, blacker fork. Don't. That's not what I meant. Relax. Let's try them. Yeah, they're missing the peppers and onions and everything. It's kind of mad. But let me see. That top part says come with cheese, peppers, and onions, and there's no peppers and onions. That was one of my favorite parts of it, that they had like it mixed well. These are still okay, but they're not like they used to be. The fries are curly fries. They taste like when you get, who makes curly fries? Arby's? Tastes like those. So the fries were always good. You do still get a good amount of cheese. It seems like they used to have a lot more cheese on these as well. Compared to what it used to be, it's nowhere near as good. That's kind of disappointing. These used to be like a 9.5, and now they're like a 6.5. It's missing a lot of the ingredients I used to like, and they used to taste a lot more seasoned than they do now. This just tastes like regular Philly cheesesteak. They didn't put anything on it, and the peppers and onions used to flavor it up pretty well. Damn. That's a little disappointing. I'll give that a 6.5 out of 10. Not to say 6.5 out of 10, like being real. It's not inedible. It's not trash. It's just these used to be like elite. Yeah, there were multiple videos I posted on YouTube where they're like, you know, these fries are elite, and I used to really, really push that. Like, that's not what it used to be, which is kind of disappointing. But let's go to this Italian cheesesteak. I already went through this, but Italian cheesesteak doesn't really mean Italian. It's just how you ask for it. You got the cheesesteak meat, and then you have French fries, but you also have mayo, ketchup, peppers, onions on here. I don't think I see. They must have ran out of peppers and onions, to be honest. I think that's what happened. Sometimes that kind of stuff happens, man. I don't think I see any on here as well. You can see it right there, right up top. It says it comes with peppers and onions and they're not on there. And that was like one of the biggest things I liked about it. But let's see if it still hits like it used to. The bread is still really good. Everything looks good. This is still good. It is missing that though. Cheese and mayo and ketchup, for me, on a cheesesteak, always hits. Gosh, they must have changed something. These used to be like seasoned. They're not seasoned anymore. It's still good with the ketchup and the mayo and everything, but can you tell I'm disappointed? I'm just being real. There's a noticeable change in the preparation of how it was cooked. It's still good. Like, you're not gonna sit here and say this is trash. It's not. It just doesn't hit like it used to. It's just missing that extra that made it, like, as far as like delis go, elite. Now it's just good. This used to be a 9 and now it's a 6. I have to repeat this. It doesn't mean it's trash, it just means it doesn't hit like it used to. The steak is still tender though. It's like steak 'em, you know what I mean? But it's still juicy and not dry at all. This used to have like a noticeable amount of seasoning on it, and it just doesn't have it like it used to. But the bread is still toasted, and their bread is still good. I'm a little disappointed, but it's still good. I don't know why. Like, you're not gonna see me saying this is trash. It's not trash at all. It just, now that I've had so many of those delis, it's not what it was, which was one of the best, if not the best. Still good though. Also, I want to point something out. This isn't negative. This is more just to inform people. Usually when I do these food videos, reviews, sometimes it's just me eating, etc. I don't record myself taking a drink, but I always do have one. Some people don't know that. If you didn't, I didn't explain it in a while or something like that. But usually, in between each one, I will pause the video because it helps me with editing, and then I will take a sip of what I'm doing. Like that. And then I just put it off to the side. So people may not know that because there's some like things I see where people are like, yo, how do you not drink that without eating it? And I'm like, no. Like, I do. I'm not that superhuman, bro. I just had to point that one out. But let's try these mac and cheese bites right here. They're crunchy. I'm sure that these come from like a frozen thing, which I expect. It's just a deli, but no. I did bring some ranch. It's fat-free ranch, don't tell nobody. We don't eat our calories here with condiments, if I can help it. But let's try it with the ranch, just see if we can save this. It's kind of in that same category. They're not bad, but I'm used to eating frozen stuff. It's not that. It just, I don't know what it is, but the mac and cheese in here, let me see if I can just, the cook on the outside is good, but this in here, not really bringing in points. Okay, I'm not sure what I paid for that. I think it might have been like $5, $6. I wouldn't get it again. But I bought them, so I'm gonna eat it. But I would give that probably like a 3, a little bit more of this. I did buy it. I wish these had peppers, bro. Something. This used to go crazy, and now it's just good. But, you know, you got to be real about certain things, and I'll just keep it, you know, I'll keep it a buck at everybody. I'm never going to be the type of person that's going to say something's the best I've ever had just to say it. Or, you know, not everything you're going to get is going to wow you. This is also a reason why if I like a place, I will order it again. Right in my mouth. I don't want to talk with cheese all over my mouth. Because sometimes you have to see if the consistency is there. Sometimes you get a really good order, and sometimes you get a really bad order. And I usually would try to spin back to places I like just to see if it's still the same. Now that I'm thinking about it, I've probably been to this place, I want to say like maybe 5 times. The first 3 were insane, and I think the last time I went was during the NBA Finals, and it wasn't the same, and I noticed it, and I was kind of disappointed now that I'm remembering that. And I feel like sometimes places change owners, sometimes places change cooks, and I always want to spin back just to check, you know, the consistency, because I don't want to have the recency bias as sometimes you get when you try something where you're like, oh my god, this is amazing, and you go back and it's not the same. So that's why I do those kind of things, and I'll repeat places multiple times. But it just doesn't have that same feel like the first time I had it, and I don't know what happened. Do I think that you'll still like this place? Absolutely. I don't think the prices are bad. It's like $10 for each of these. And I think this was like 7 or 5 or 6, somewhere around there. And when you're looking for late night eats, again, because right now it's 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. And, you know, your options are limited. I had planned to go somewhere else. Sometimes things happen. Not really the end of the world. But at this point, yeah, there's probably better options. Which, it happens. I do want to reiterate this because yesterday, most of the people that watched the KFC video I did, you understood I wasn't trying to be negative. It's never about negativity or that. Like that's never. I never want to bash or be negative towards any type of, you know, establishment ever. That's just not how I am. But my obligation will always be to the people watching, because I feel like I don't want to lose your trust and have me just saying everything is amazing 24/7. And then, like, you know, you try a bunch of places I tried and you're like, yo, this one, you're not going to agree with everything that I put out there. You know what I mean? There are some people that, you know, I've done a review or something, they're like, yo, I tried it, it wasn't really that good, you know? And I understand that, because we all don't have the same taste buds. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes y'all might really like something, and I don't like it. I argue in my live stream every day, because 2 of my mods are huge fans of a certain sandwich chain that I don't like at all. I don't want to talk down to certain Subway but places, but I don't really like it. Actually, I really don't like it. But you're allowed to like it. I might, you know, give people crap and stuff and be like, yo, how could you like that? It's trash. But everybody's got different taste buds, different opinions and stuff, and that's what kind of makes this whole thing. I feel like that's why food videos in general are so popular, or getting so popular, because I feel like everybody's passionate about food. We all love food. Everybody likes to eat. You all have favorite dishes. We all have favorite stuff that you're like, nah, this is so good, that when someone else says they don't like it, you're like, how the hell you don't like this? Is so good, you're crazy. And that's what we all be doing in the comments. So I totally get that. But at the same time, I always have to be honest about whether I like or dislike something. But I try to do it in a constructive way, so I'm not being rude. You'll never, okay, you saw it once. It was just once, but I remember it was Friendly's mac and cheese. I threw it. That was the only one. I did it once. That's because they charged me $10 for this low cut. This is the whole thing. But you're not gonna see me like sitting here and throwing stuff, being like, yo, this is trash, don't get this. Like, I will never do that. If I don't like something, I will explain to you why. I'll explain to you what I was looking for, and I try to be constructive. In the you know, I can give you guys, like, there's behind the scenes stuff that does happen. I don't want to out business owners and stuff like that, because I feel like they don't have to reach out to me and stuff, but a lot of them do watch my reviews, right? And there are some times that I say something that they're like, you know what, he actually might be right. And I've gotten messages to that degree, like respectful. They understand that I was being constructive, and you know, I do appreciate that, because I'm doing it for necessarily, my opinion isn't gospel, bro. It's not like I'm the all being food god or something. That's not it. But getting a constructive opinion, they might see something that maybe they overlooked, and they're like, you know what, that might make sense. So I've gotten messages to the tune of that, and it's really appreciative on both ends. That's more of my goal. It's more to, like, you never know, they might see this video and be like, yeah, what did happen? So that's where it comes from. I want everybody to like everything, but we have to be real about that. So I wanted to give people kind of where I was coming from. I know most of you understand that, and it's not me venting or complaining. It's more, I always try to be informative on why I do certain things, or why I approach things from a certain manner. You know, integrity does matter. Your trust means everything to me. So if I can keep that trust, I'm going to have to do it, but be constructive also and respectful towards the people that are running these businesses. This is not a franchise place. This is a deli. So I'm not going from that direction. I just have to be transparent about whatever. If there's issues in their orders where it was on their end, and sometimes the owners don't know, you know, and they're like, hey, you know, I'll see what happened here, because at the end of the day, they care, but they might have other people that not necessarily doing the same thing. And it's not me being a snitch and stuff, but anybody who's watching a video like this, if you order from anywhere and you ordered XYZ and you only got Z, you would be like, nah, man, I ain't going back to this place. And that's the worst thing that can happen to a business, because now you just lost a customer, and customers are very important to small businesses. There's kind of the agenda where I'm coming from, you know. I'm not like, and I always try to do this kind of stuff towards the end of the video if I can, just because there might be someone who's never seen me say this before. That might be repetitive to some people if you've heard me say something similar, but I hope that my OGs and the people that have been there from jump, which I love y'all, man. Like, some of y'all have been here like forever, and it means a lot to me. But you also, I hope, do understand that because of the blessings that have been coming to the channel, there are new viewers all the time that don't necessarily know what I do with this spare food. I give it away, by the way, or don't know why I'm saying certain things. Comment, you know, why do you not give this place a 10 because I said 9.8 and things of that nature. They don't know because they didn't see it. So that's why I might repeat myself where you say you're saying the same stuff all the time. It's me being understanding that new viewers is always a good thing to have, and I always want to have people kind of keep them in the loop on stuff. You know, the transparency for me is big. As a human being, as a content creator, as whatever, I always try to be as 100 as I can. You know, if I don't feel comfortable answering something, that's exactly how I reply. I don't feel comfortable. Other than that, I'm always going to keep it a buck with y'all. Like, y'all are goats, man. So that's going to be the end of the video. You know, sometimes when you win some, you lose some, we move. But either way, you've always got to keep on. And tomorrow, there'll be something new. Thursday, we're going to see Scream, so I'll have a little bit of a mini review on this one as well as on the streams. There's some stuff, like, not like me personally, but there's people around me are kind of going through some stuff, and I'm kind of trying to help them out. So, you know, on a personal note, like, I don't want people to ever think I'm trying to be like withdrawn or stuff like that. But if you missed a stream or a video seems short some days, I do want y'all to understand that, like, I'm still a human being, and I got like loved ones and stuff that I try to take care of. That, you know, sometimes the videos might not be as long, or I might not necessarily have like the craziest topics and stuff like that. You know, there's always a human element to this thing that I hope that everybody understands. But I still want y'all to understand that I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Blessings to everybody watching this, to y'all families, y'all loved ones. I hope everybody's happy, everybody's healthy and doing their thing. But we'll be back tomorrow with more content. Y'all already know what it is. I love y'all. The hand signs. They made it to YouTube.